Rise and shine. It's Green Nurse Sherry and Denise time.
Yay!
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Green Nurse podcast, where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing. We got a surprise for you this morning.
We're here to educate and empower patients to make choices that are best for them. We're also here to decrease stigma around what it means to feel good and be high. Hence the H for hope, I for inspiration, G for growth, and H for healing. The Green Nurse is a holistic cannabis nurse that teaches on the endocannabinoid system and the safe utilization of cannabis and other progressive tools to help people reach a better quality of life.
I was cannabis agnostic for many, many years. And you know, the more research I did, the more I discovered that cannabis is this amazing medicine.
I was told that I had a 4-stage pancreatic cancer. The doctor really told me he couldn't do anything else. He gave me her name and she called me and she came to my house. She started to give me cannabis. My oncologist was puzzled because he couldn't find the cancer anymore.
All of the learning that we get comes from the Green Nurses group, comes from their support, comes from their guidance. I trust everything that she says.
Simply meet people where they're at. The plant doesn't, stress to grow, so we don't stress to share it. We're healing people.
Cannabis has been used as a medicine for tens upon thousands of years. Here's the big message. Cannabis needs to be federally legal. We need to have laws that are the same across all 50 states that allow access to anyone and everyone who wants to utilize this powerful medicine.
Here we go.
That's so
everyone.
Powerful.
I know. And you know what? It's the theme. Here we are. Yeah. Everyone deserves to feel good, right? Everyone deserves to feel good. We're here to decrease stigma around what it means to feel good and be high. And high can mean whatever it wants to mean for you, but we choose to see it in a way that is about elevating the quality of our lives with the patients we work with the providers we educate, and for the people that come to us for cannabinoid therapeutics and education. So welcome to the morning show. It is fun Friday, Factoid Friday. I got my awesome Green Nurse Denise with me. And for the new viewers, Denise, before we get started, introduce yourself and let everyone know who you are and what you're all about. Energized Living, Green Nurse Denise, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes.
All right, super duper. Well, as Sherry said, Denise Costello. I'm a holistic cannabis nurse, and I created the Energized Living method. And what that's about is really bringing in all of these practices that we need just flowing through our day that's going to keep us in sustainable, optimal health and happiness. And it can be very simple shifts, that you integrate into your day. And it can be some more of the holistic things that, come in. I've had over 30 years of background in nursing. So I bridge the traditional with the holistic and bring it together to show you how to just manage your day where you can feel amazing. Right?
Feel good.
Yeah.
Feel good. Yeah.
Feel good. Yeah. I am worthy of feeling good. Right?
Well, that's what we do. So when we start off the show, we talk about a theme, the daily love. And the daily love is really about reminding ourselves to love ourselves. So I'm going to let Denise lead today's daily love. And then we'll continue into the program, which we're going to be talking about topicals and getting into cannabis and the theme of using cannabis every day, because we have Green Nurse Energized Living retreats this weekend, and we'll get into that in a minute. So the theme is it's okay to feel good, right?
It's okay to feel good. And that's going to be the theme of our cannication. It's okay to feel good. And, we can think about this as like, why do we resist feeling good? And somebody may say, well, what do you mean by that? Like, I don't resist feeling good. I want to feel good. And like, well, there's a lot of things that happen throughout our day and the way we live our lives and just our beliefs that hold us back from really feeling our best. It can be something as simple as like, I got to work hard, I got to keep driving because I don't want to lose my grip on anything, and I'm going to work till midnight and forget about my sleep because I got to be right on there, or,
well, then
maybe,
you even take it a step further. So these are people even that are in wellness spaces. So how about people that are sick, suffering, right? And they're stuck in the system, the loop of not being empowered.
yes.
Okay, so think about that. So we have people, health, wellness, people are doing good and, still resisting, not feeling good. But then you take it back a step further, go back to those that are sick and suffering. And oftentimes they get so stuck in the pattern of the trajectory of illness, doom and gloom, and they can't help it. I was there, right?
Yeah.
And I literally thought that I did everything that I could to help myself.
Yeah.
And I did it until cannabis came into my life. So, basically patients choosing cannabis as the last resort because they never knew any better. It's interesting, once you have that light switch, once the endocannabinoid system is turned on and you start to feel good, wow. I am worthy of feeling good, through all the areas of my life. And if you have a chronic debilitating illness, look at this, doing the best you can with what you have right here, right now. You're worthy of having those moments of pleasure, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah. So it's for patients, it's for providers, it's for all people, moms, dads. It's all about self-care, self-love, seeing your worth, and you're demonstrating that to others through the actions that you take. So here it is. I preach all this stuff. Guess what? If I don't do it, right? What am I doing? I'm setting myself up for endocannabinoid deficiency.
Oh, yeah. That's stress coming down on you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But I know it's just like, just such an example. Like when we allow ourselves to get into that state of feeling good. I mean, think about this. When you're in pain or you can't sleep, you're grumpy. You don't feel good. You are not your best, and so you are robbing yourself of really stepping into your greatness, right? And so, and it doesn't take a lot, it doesn't take a lot to shift that, it can take as simple as putting your hand.
One puff.
One puff, baby, right?
One
getting like learning about this, like learning about cannabis, understanding, trying things out, like getting rid of that stigma that's been holding you back, and to feeling good. And maybe a way that you do that is you get educated. Maybe you try it,
and you come vacation with us.
Yes.
Cannication. Energized Living cannication. So that's so interesting, Denise. So that kind of leads into the cannication, right?
Exactly.
So how do we bring that ever-present loving energy within us? We need tools. And oftentimes tools that people, there's a lot of patients that we've worked with and even professionals that didn't know of all of these holistic complementary tools that pair really well with cannabinoid therapeutics. They don't even know about cannabis, but even those other health and wellness activities, they call them alternative, I call them complementary, that support and nourish the endocannabinoid system. Right. And so now what we're doing is we're teaching the endocannabinoid system, cannabis, all about cannabis consumption, and then also pairing that with other health and wellness activities.
Right.
Right. And so having that embodied experience.
Full embodied.
So cannication. Yeah. So who? I like the who, what, when, where, why.
Very good. Who is anybody. Anybody. But I would love to reach out to, particularly the people that are really struggling, that are feeling like in a lot of pain, that are feeling overwhelmed, which could be our healthcare providers, our people that are taking care of other people and who aren't taking the time to take care of themselves. And like, it's almost like you have to like extract out of and
you need to get out. Yeah, you need to
full immersion. Yeah, right.
Right.
So
you have to almost leave your environment. So here's the thing too, which is a lot of, I've had a lot of patients. Just think of how simple this is. Patients that come to our office and they have an experience where we teach them hands-on. A lot of the telehealth that we do, they get the knowledge that we hear, we do the PowerPoints, we do the videos, we do the talking. But when we see them in person and they're in office and they're seeing all the cannabis, all the tinctures, all the topicals, they're handling them, they're touching them, they have the ability, we teach people how to roll, how to literally look at different, more durable medical equipment. So that's an experience. So once you're able to have an experience, it grounds it more into your body. But you have to get out of your, you know what I mean? You have to, healing, you can't have, healing needs to shift based on where, like the healing aspects of where you are right here, right now. Oftentimes we're stuck in a loop, we're in a pattern. And then if we can extract ourselves and go somewhere to shift our perception and be around people that understand how to decrease stigma, how to work with the plant. So the who, yes, it's for patients, providers, moms, dads, couples.
Yes,
anyone
couples.
in space. Cannabis industry professionals, you will be able to learn from nurses, registered nurses. I think between us, Denise, we have 66 years experience of nursing between us.
Yes, that's a lot. That's a lot of years.
Right?
Well, also what I find, like when we would do a cannabis consultation with somebody that was a kind of a seasoned cannabis user, and they were looking to get their medical card or whatever, and they really didn't know a lot about CBD and all the other amazing cannabinoids. So even if you are comfortable with cannabis and you've been using that through your life, there's so much more that you might be missing out. Knowing that CBN helps with your sleep, adding that into your cannabis regime. There's just so much. And as you know, our CBD is really our workhorse, in the world.
So who, what, when, where, why? Okay, so here we are. Who, anyone, what, anyone. Energized Living Green Nurse Retreats, where we teach you about cannabinoid therapeutics and you have an immersed live experience. Yes. When? Guess what? The first one is today and tonight and this weekend. And so the part that's going to be really fun about that, what we're going to do is we're going to go live during various aspects of the Cannication retreat. So you can actually see what we're doing and how we're doing it and how we work with people. So that's when is today. Where? We're going to be up in Dexter, Maine at the Tyler Eads Resort. Mm-hmm. And the reason why we're doing it is because we all deserve to feel good.
We deserve to feel good. And we want to play. We want to play with all of this, see what it's.
So what we're going to cover now. Mm-hmm. So what we're going to cover now is we're going to cover our seniors, baby boomers and beyond. So I have been doing a lot of presenting. I've been creating presentations for senior centers. And this week we talked about safety in seniors and consumption. And basically, a lot of these seniors that come to us are plagued with stigma. The story of my mother, she was so plagued with stigma. She just didn't want anything to do with cannabis. She was extremely, not even cannabis agnostic, but vehemently opposed to cannabis. Yeah. And so as a person, in the geriatric realm, it took time to work with her. And one of the really great products for patients to use is topicals. They're a good way to start, for that particular age bracket if people are scared. So we're going to have topicals at the Cannication retreat, and we're going to talk about those. So Denise, what are cannabis topical products? And we're going to get into your, testimonial in a minute.
Right. Well, the topical products are basically what they sound like, right? They are just like either a cream or an oil that's infused with cannabis. And you can put that on your skin for like a localized symptom relief. So they can be like a salve or a balm or an ointment or even a spray or a roll-on. I tend to like the roll-ons because you can get right, I've got a pain.
Get right in there.
You can get right in there. Yeah. The thing with these is it's topical, so it may take a little while to absorb, and it's just there for a couple hours. So it is something that you will need to reapply, but it's not intoxicating. This is something that is not intoxicating because it does not get into your bloodstream.
Yes, I love it. And I love too, like, think about massage, right? We can massage our own skin. So when we're working with patients, I always, you ask, because we're in the pandemic, are you able to touch touch, hug? So having the ability to self-soothe with CBD topicals, massage, whether you get a massage somewhere else or you have a loved one massage you, CBD topicals is great. It circulates blood flow. It increases skin temperature. It encourages the production of those bliss molecules, the anandamide molecule that we make. We make components in our body like the plant. And then if you're having a massage, just think about how cool this is. You're incorporating multiple different areas of health and wellness to support and nourish your endocannabinoid system. So if you did mindfulness, energy, breath work while you're having your massage, connecting through touch and movement, topicals do nourish the mind and the body and the spirit all at the same time.
Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing. And that is really like part of the whole energized living practices is combining, various, components, that help you to feel good. So using your breath, adding that topical to relieve some of that itchiness or pain externally. Maybe you're, taking CBD internally. So it's that layering effect. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So how topical products work is they don't enter the bloodstream, so you won't get high. The unique phytochemicals like the cannabinoids, the terpenes found in the plant, they do provide therapeutic healing. And terpenes found in cannabis do contribute to the medicinal effect, and that includes even topicals. Then there's essential oils, which may be added for fragrance and aromatherapy benefits. And cannabis topicals work on the cannabinoid receptor CB2, CB1, and 2 in our skin, where they're absorbed locally to reduce inflammation, pain, swelling, and brings relief. The onset is between 10 and 15 minutes. It can last anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. And oftentimes we'll have patients ask about transdermal patches. Those are not topicals. Transdermal patches often have a chemical that allows the absorption into the bloodstream for full receptor activation. So we, on our handy dandy list here, Denise, we have kind of moving up on our notes here. There's a lot of different symptoms that cannabis topicals can help. I'll review some of them, but then I want you to share your story about psoriasis.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. What symptoms do cannabis topicals help? They provide anti-inflammatory analgesia for twists, sprains, joint pain, arthritis, muscle pain. Topicals can help with insect bites and stings, scratches, burns, bruises, swelling. Certain topicals can be an antibacterial and an antiseptic, working against Staph aureus and methyl-resistant Staph aureus that's resistant to antibiotics. Topicals can assist with wound healing. However, we always recommend that you check with your doctor first, and you need to look at the ingredients. Topicals can help with, you ready for this? Boils, cellulitis, folliculitis, impetigo, acne. Topicals can help as an antioxidant, fighting free radicals, which I look at as metabolic terrorists. Topicals can moisture. Cheers. I can't. I think I need a puff. I'm getting stuck on my words.
Moisturize.
I'm trying to be really dramatic. Moisturizing and nourishing the skin to keep it youthful. So topicals they're amazing. And then topicals have been used as an anti-cancer agent, managing pain and to heal malignant wounds. And then of course, the love lube, for sexual pleasure. And the most important thing when it comes to these different topicals is to remember to look at the ingredients and to work with a professional to make sure that you're not putting something, with other components in it that would actually be non-therapeutic. So we always like, to work with us when you're choosing your topical product, just to make sure it is what it is. So here we go.
Right.
Denise, you have a great story.
Yeah.
Psoriasis.
Yes. I mean, who knew? And I had psoriasis. So this is really interesting about how we can just, there were a couple points in this. Like I was feeling, some itchiness on my back and down my arm. And I even had, just some bubbling here on my hands. And I just thought it was just summer, itchy stuff. And it was really found out really it was related to I was having all of this pinched nerve pain. This is what's so interesting about our body. It tells the story of what's going on. So I was been dealing with this numbness and tingling on my pain. The psoriasis, I went to the doctor, my dermatologist for my skin check, and she's like, you have psoriasis all on your back. And it followed the exact line of my nerves. That was
Oh, wow.
just wild. And I was like, oh, earlier I had started like, oh my gosh, I've got this stuff. So I started using a CBD oil, not oil, but a lotion, and it just went away. But the weird thing is that I had that product. I had the moisturizer, and I didn't even think it for myself. I was like, oh, I'm itchy. What's going on here? And as
Right.
I started using it, went away. The psoriasis is like almost non-existent. And
Okay. So that's awesome, Denise, because here we go. How does cannabis work with psoriasis? It prevents the buildup of excess skin cells, which cause
yeah,
that itchy, painful red patches on the skin, right? And that's the
right,
common symptom of psoriasis. Take it
yeah,
even a step further, okay? Our skin is our largest organ, and that's where we excrete waste. So think about what's going on internally in our gut. How are we feeding our bodies? Because there have been a lot of patients not only that have psoriasis, but psoriatic arthritis, which is a chronic inflammatory condition that can be really, really debilitating. So when
yeah,
we're looking at psoriasis, there's a couple different things to think about. Not only what's going on the outside, but what's going on in the inside that could be causing the psoriasis to manifest, right?
right.
And so
And
cannabis is in them.
go ahead.
Mhm.
Go
No,
ahead.
it's okay.
I have a point. Well, when you talk about the gut, so like I'm talking about this whole mind body connection. What I was dealing, I believe my psoriasis really came from stress and anxiety, and so that
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
and that alters your gut, so it makes
Yeah.
total sense that it was illustrated this way.
Well, we make serotonin in our gut.
Right.
So here it is that's the gut brain connection. We have a microbiome that has trillions of these little microbes that are there to keep our gut healthy, things moving along, helping us to absorb nutrients. And
Yes.
when we're not feeding our gut what we need, what's affected? Everything.
Everything.
Inflammation, cognition, like all of it, our stress response.
Yeah.
Because our digestive tract, our enteral nervous system, which is from our mouth to our butt, communicates to our central nervous system via the endocannabinoid system. So it makes sense that we must nourish and love our endocannabinoid system multiple different ways. So when,
Yeah.
when I'm looking at someone that has psoriasis, yep, I look at the outside, but then it's always going back to, what are you eating? What are you drinking? What is your lifestyle? How are you managing your stress? And then we work from there because oftentimes patients that do have psoriasis, it's not just about the topicals. We start to try to educate them on how CBD would benefit them
Right.
taking it internally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the other thing too with cannabinoid therapeutics, seriously, what is the bottom line? What is the goal? To relieve suffering, improve quality of life, and that looks different for everyone.
Yes.
So we'll just do a quick little review of the endocannabinoid system. And the reason why is because we want you all to know about this so you can think of different things that you can do besides cannabis that's going to support and nourish you, so you can have all of your systems in balance. So a quick review for those that are new and watching. The endocannabinoid system is the largest neuroregulatory system in our body. It regulates all 11 organ systems, our immune system, and all of the neurotransmitter signaling systems that give messages to tell our body to do something or not do something. We create cannabinoids upon demand. We have an endocannabinoid system, not because of the plant, but because we make molecules in our body very similar to the plant. So they work the same way in our body. So the umbrella concept just demonstrates, you think about an umbrella, and that umbrella is you, right? When you have a nice looking umbrella, it goes up and down nicely. All the fabric pieces are intact. There's no kinks, and you just have a high functioning umbrella. Well, something needs to manage that umbrella. So think about this. All the spokes of your umbrella is all of your organ systems and immune system. The fabric pieces that attach to the spokes of the umbrella are the neurotransmitter signaling systems that give that message. Go to the very tippy top of the umbrella. The endocannabinoid system blankets right on top of the umbrella. We produce cannabinoids upon demand, depending upon what's going on in our umbrella. Our umbrella is like, spoke, respiratory spoke is like, help, help, right? And so yells out, the endocannabinoid systems, I'm here, turns on the switch. Yeah. And then messengers start to go to try to keep it in homeostasis, to keep it in balance. The other thing, the reason why I love the umbrella concept is it shows how everything is connected. Everything's connected to everything else. Mm-hmm. Not one system affects the other system, affects the other system. That's why cannabis is so good, is because it acts as a pleiotropic, working on multiple different physiological properties in our body all at the same time.
Yes.
Everything. And that is why, right? And the other thing too, that's why we love to educate patients on taking multiple different products, using multiple different things. And the reason why is we want to mimic our own endocannabinoid system. And so we're a big proponent of microdosing, using multiple combinations, tinctures, topicals, capsules, gummies, and working with you individually to find a plan that's going to help you to live your best life.
Your best life.
Yay. Yeah. So happy Friday, guys. Let's say hello to everyone before we wrap it up. All right. If you're out there in Facebook land or YouTube land or Roku land, wherever we're streaming, we're so happy that you're here. We show, hello, Gwendolyn. Hello. I don't see some names, but that's okay. Oh, Deborah's there. Thank you so much. Oh my God, Deborah. Deborah is coming with us on Cannication. We're really, really excited.
Deborah.
Yeah.
I'll be picking you up soon.
Yeah. So Deborah's in the audience, and yeah, Deborah, this is going to be great, and we're going to be really excited. We actually might have you on as a guest to pop in, just to share your experience. That might be really fun.
Good idea.
All right. So here's the cool thing. Right? Here's the cool thing. So not only are you going to be able to have an experience if you come on a Cannication with us, the other thing you're going to be able to do is join the community. And you can join the community now. You don't have to wait to join. And the community, the holistic, caring Green Nurse community, is offline. It's uncensored. It's private. So if you're plagued with stigma, we're there to hold your hand. Free introductory to cannabis course. Free monthly webinar, free patient portal, free patient support group, free book club. Elizabeth Mack wrote this cool book. And guess what? You don't even need to own the book to come to the book club. How cool is that? Yeah. And so we, join the community. It's free. We want you there. I've been getting censored a lot, and we want to continue to provide the most up-to-date, unbiased information. Although I am biased because I'm totally into the cannabis. However, we bring you all information research-based. And I will always say, if I'm biased, I'll never lie to y'all. That's for sure. And so, hello, Carrie Lee. She's late to the party, but good morning. Good morning.
Hello, Carrie.
Well, listen, this has been an awesome, awesome, awesome show. I am so excited to spend the weekend with you, Denise. I always learn something new. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's a breathing. It's a breathing thing that she taught me. Yeah. So this is what we're going to do. Denise is going to join me on Monday morning at 8. I'm going to actually probably be at her house, and we're going to talk about Cannication and the experience and what people have said, and just discuss the power of coming together in community. Yeah. So here we
We
go. You ready to
right.
get going, Denise?
We are
Green
ready.
nurse
I am ready.
on the
I'm ready to rock and roll, ready to get this party started. And
All right.
wonderful to
Yep.
have
And
you guys here.
yep. So like
Yeah.
I said, we're going to be going live throughout the weekend so you guys can have a little bit of an experience to see what we're doing, how we work with clients, how we work with patients, how we work with people in an
Mhm.
environment that is vacation like. Education, vacation, energized living with the green nurses. And remember everyone, it's about living your best life and helping others do the same.